goes, and Orlando comes out of there with the rebound.
How often do you see your power forward driving and dishing to your center? Not very often. Tim Duncan's excellent at putting the ball down on the floor.
Nice luxury for the coaches, as is McGrady, who gets the first points of the game.
He's shooting that ball. Here's McGrady working down low. He has a size advantage over Bruce Bowen. If he decides to put that ball on the floor, that's what's going to be difficult for him. He has to use his body and his size. You know, he knows how to play defense. He's had to get by without his athletic abilities. He's compensated for it.
McGrady swings it to Miller, and now Jacques Vaughn. McGrady now from the baseline. Jump shot is good.
He has a beautiful jumper for a guy 6'3", 8'4".
Sees an opening going right for the hole outside to Garrity. McGrady has a look at three. Bowen right in his shorts. McGrady looks to drive, fade away, good.
Oh, there's nothing you can do about that. Bruce Bowen is trying to funnel T-Mac toward the baseline. He's all
again. Jackson weaving his way, loses the handle. Garrity comes out of there with it, and he decides to wait for some more white jerseys. McGrady, three-pointer is good. They better find a way to stop T-Mac, or it's going to be a long night for the Spurs.
Well, here's that last play where McGrady gets the cover. See Bruce Bowen? He's going to Pat Garrity. Pat Garrity's in a three-point contest. You have to remember that. So Bruce Bowen is trying to guard two guys at once. You need better transition defense. If Bruce is going to go to Pat Garrity, somebody needs to come out on the perimeter and pick up Tracy McGrady. He's the #1 priority.
Andrew DeClerc comes into the game. Brady with the long arms right now, swats that one away.
And he's crossing people over.
Clark swings it to Vaughn, and Grady again. Dumps it out to Miller. His shot is good. Or Garrity, rather.
Had the patience underneath, gets his own rebound and dunk, and McGrady got off to a great start, firing on all cylinders. The little stop and pop, an unstoppable move, and then he floats in, trailing the break, falls into that three-pointer, and buries it. Tracy McGrady, one of the best players this league has seen.
Down to Duncan. Great finish.
The guys in black are just active tonight. They're all over the glass. They're getting second and third opportunities.
Brady right. Oh, no! He did not do that! How about that? The change to the reverse.
I don't have words for that.
He sees big David Robinson over there, and he had to change it in midair.
Point play, but this is special.
Oh, my.
These are shades of MJ. He sees David Robinson coming. The only way he can get that ball to the basket is to reverse it. And that's got to be the move of the year so far in this league.
How do you change direction when you're already in the air?
That was unbelievable. Cannot believe that move. That was spectacular.
Look at it one more time, Sean.
I want to look at it 100 times. First off, he beats Bruce Bowen along the baseline, not an easy thing to do, and then he gets it past one of the premier shot blockers that's ever played. Wow. He had Steven Jackson again wide open at the three-point line, not a person within 10 feet of him.
Brady. Uh-oh, he's got it back. Rattles that one down.
Guard, come in and get an offensive tip. You look at the rebounding numbers, San Antonio just pounding the Magic on the glass.
Parker, 6 points, 5 rebounds, 7 assists. And Tracy McGrady continues to stay hot. 15 points. Get ready, folks. Showtime.
Tell me how important making the All-Star team as a starter is to you.
It's very important, you know, growing up, watching the game and watching, you know, the guys before me, what they did for the game and how much fun they had and how much impact they had on the game. You know, just to be in that class with the elite players in the league was just a blessing and an honor to me.
Now, named a starter, all of a sudden now you say that you will sit on the bench and let Michael Jordan start just because of what?
Because it's just a sign of respect. You know, this is Jordan's last, you know, we hope this is his last year and it's going to be his last All-Star game. And just what he did to the game, for the game. And he was like inspirational, you know, for me growing up watching him.
So now when you come here, you expect that you'll be playing with Grant Hill. Grant goes down. How did that affect you as a player, your development?
Well, you know, the first couple years, not having Grant Hill, you know, I didn't want to look at it like this, but, you know, I was kind of happy, you know, so I can see if I was able to carry the load by myself and try to lead this team to the playoffs and show everybody why I came home and why Orlando gave me the maximum pay. And, you know, I wanted to have him out there. Then again, like I said, I wanted to show everybody that I could do it by myself.
Kobe, you and Kobe are very good friends. I know at one point you said he was one of the people who gave you advice back in your rookie season. What did he tell you?
Well, he just told me, man, to stay within my self-confidence and just to be patient. And, you know, my time was going to come. And just, you know, work every day and just be a firm believer that, you know, you should be out there on the court playing and just believe that you're better than everybody out there. And, you know, Kobe's cocky as hell, so, you know,
his cockiness is different than yours.
Yeah,
he's just a little more brash. You are as cocky, but quiet.
Yeah, quiet.
But because, you know, you laugh and joke and then kill a person. This season, there seems to be a running issue about who's better, Kobe or Tracy. Is it an issue?
I don't care. I don't care. Kobe got 3 rings. So, that right there, man, that's what I'm trying to get at. So it really doesn't matter to me. How can you compare the two? He has 3 rings. I have nothing.
Share the ball, and Jackson, a young guy, is bought into this.
He has, and exactly what Sean said. That's what Greg Popovich told us earlier. The defense has gotten him the playing time. That they let him loose on offense. When he isn't following the defensive game plan, look for him to get yanked out of the game.
Is converted. Spurs lead is at 3.
I'm looking at the Spurs team right now. With this lineup they have the ability to go deep into the playoffs.
Well, they're not going to go deep into the night if they don't figure out how to stop Tracy McGrady.
Listen to what we're talking about.
You're going to have to put Jackson on that list.
They can hear us.
McGrady tries to answer back, changes hands, goes up, and gets his own miss.
Yeah, that's one thing that makes him.
But with 19 on the shot clock, Duncan shoots right away. Won't go. Garrity with the rebound into the hands of McGrady. Ahead to Miller. Wants to take it right at Duncan. Reverse. Wow. That is an athletic move by Miller.
And I love the way that Tracy McGrady gave that ball up in the open court. He gave it to Mike Miller at the right place at the right time, allowing him to use his ability to get to the bucket.
This is a little too deep. And McGrady comes up with a loose ball. McGrady, a little stutter step, and swings it back out. And Garrity buries the shot. That's a deuce put on the line.
Well, Garrity doesn't need a whole lot of space.
He told his team, hey, we're going to win this game. In fact, of this season, John, he says, I'm going to keep squeezing as much as I can out of this team. They can choose to fold or try to get to the playoffs. If we get to the playoffs, Grant Hill will be there. That would be gravy. If he's not there, well, we're still in the playoffs. You can't beat that. So he's really trying to convince this team that they can grind out wins.
And oh, by the way, if you're in the East, as McGrady scores here, plus he gets fouled, but if you are in the East, there really isn't a team that you fear. Yeah.
All right, now the Spurs are making the Orlando Magic work for every bucket.
In the hands of McGrady with 7 on the clock, comes up shooting and drains it from the baseline.
That's a big-time shot. Now Malik Rose guarding him that possession, and Malik's the guy who can move his feet, and he's athletic. He has ability to get up. The big man's stepping out, and they're not allowing him to get free.
McGrady trying to lose Bowen. Clock is at 6. McGrady turns one way, the other, and drops it down. That's the old Michael Jordan head fake.
Yeah, the footer put it a little too hard off the glass, off the rim. Here's McGrady. That little Michael Jordan fake we showed you last week if you're watching that game. That little head and shoulder fake on the perimeter. One of the Spurs' signature plays when they have Dave Robinson come set a screen for Tim Duncan, then he rolls to the bucket. Big man pick.
Brady out to Armstrong. His jump shot looks pure from the moment it left his wrist.
While he's penetrating the basketball, gives him the angle for the pass.
Now McGrady at the other end. Stars turning things up. You like that?
I love it. I love it. The reason that works is because he's back Bruce Bowen down the last 3-4 times down the floor. This time, instead of backing him down, he goes right by him to a strong hand and gets a three-point play. A rebound by Garrity. And Ginobili came in there, and he tried to get that ball. He was battling for that rebound.
And go back to McGrady. Garrity, though, comes off the screen and drops it down.
And that's your superstar making other players better. And that's what separates.
Armstrong picked up by Parker. McGrady with Bowen as he's had him all night. Little separation. McGrady wants to break it down into paint. DeKirk loses a handle, grabs it back and drops it home.
And DeKirk has played.
Clock about 2 seconds apart. McGrady wants it, gets it. Bowen in his hip. McGrady drives in the paint, back out to Garrity. McGrady gets it back, turns, fires, and buries it.
He just continued to move without the basketball. Once he gave it up, he didn't give up on the play. He gives the ball up to his teammates, and he keeps himself in the play. Here he is. He wants the ball back. He's screaming for it. And that's the sign of a star. You see a lot of guys that want to shy away from the basketball and then later say, well, I wanted it. My teammates couldn't get me the ball. Tracy McGrady is screaming for it.
You know what he did a great job of, Sean, on that play? They talk about shooting.